Hi, welcome back to Happy Apple Core Homestead. Today I'm going to teach you how to can carrots. Behind me here I have my pressure canner and you're going to need one of those. Now that doesn't mean you can't water bath your carrots, but I'm going to teach you how to pressure can them today. And this morning I picked all of these beautiful carrots from the garden, and the first thing we need to do is get them all washed up. So I'm going to do that and then I'll come back and we'll go step by step through the process. After you're done with this video, please head down to the description box and check out my website, happyapplecoreherbals.com. There you can get a ton of really beautiful, really effective herbal medicine. There are serums, salves, there are things for men and women. You guys, I just now put up on my website a brand new product. And so if you are a woman of a certain age, you are going to want to check that out. Okay, I'm going to get these clean and then I'll be right back. The carrots are all clean and the ends have been cut off. Now we need to peel them. My chickens are going to be so happy. They get the ends of the carrots and they also get the peelings, and that's going to be a really good healthy snack for them. Couple of notes on your carrots. If you have quite a lot of green inside or on the outside, you're going to want to make sure to trim that off because it can be a little bitter. And I have this really fun shaped cutter. I like the ridges in my carrots. I think it's really fun. So you're just going to cut them at about 1/2 inch or so and right into a bowl. Once I get all of these into here, I'll be back with the next step. Well, it took a couple hours, but the carrots are peeled and they're cut and ready to put into jars. We're going to raw pack them today, so we don't need anything hot. I have a container of water here, which we'll be using to fill the jars after we put the carrots in. You'll also want to grab the lid to your pressure canner, make sure everything's tight. Check your seals and check and make sure there is no food or anything lodged in your vent here. My canner requires 3 quarts of water to be on the bottom, and also there is a rack. So make sure your rack is in and the proper amount of water for your canner. And again, it's raw pack, everything's cold. Cold jars, cold food, cold canner. Let's head on over and start filling jars. We are ready to start filling jars. We've got the pressure canner over here with the lid off and 3 quarts of water inside. We have our bubble popper here, our carrots of course. Next to that we've got a funnel and a wet paper towel. Back along here we've got 7 glass jars. My pressure canner holds 7 jars. I'm not sure how many we're going to get total, but for this one run that I'm showing you, I anticipate we'll at least have 7 jars. I also have rings and lids. These lids have been cleaned and sanitized, and these are not lids that require boiling, which is why they're just hanging out here. There we go. Give it a little shake, clear some room, put a little more in. Oh, I am making a mess, you guys. Okay, this looks really nice. It's nice and full. We don't want it above the 1 inch line because that's where we're going to fill it up with water, and we want the carrots to be covered. We'll pour in our water right up to the 1 inch line. And then you'll take your bubble popper and press toward the center to get some of those trapped bubbles out. And with your paper towel, clean the rim. Then grab your lid and put that on. And follow it up with a ring, and it just needs to be finger tight, so don't reef it down as hard as you can. And then we will set our jar right here in the canner and get to filling the rest of them. When I've done that, I'll be right back. Now that the canner is full, we're going to put the lid on and lock it closed. And we're going to turn the canner just to about a medium. Since everything is cold, we don't want it to heat up too quickly and cause any kind of thermal shock to the jars. So we're going to heat it up nice and slow, and we're going to wait until we see a steady stream of steam coming out of this vent before we move on to the next step. All right, we now have a steady stream of steam coming out. I know you can't see it, but you can rest assured it has happened because this little pressure nipple has gone up. Now we're going to set a timer for 10 minutes. When that goes off, I'll be back. The timer has gone off, and now we're going to put the pressure regulator right here. And when the pressure gauge gets up to 10, then we will start our timer, but not before then. Try not to walk away from your canner from this point forward, because that's where the scary things that you may have seen online can potentially happen. But as long as you are following all the steps, you checked the integrity of your canner, and you keep an eye on it, canning is extremely safe and rewarding. Okay, our pressure gauge is up to 10, so we're gonna start a 30-minute timer, and 30 minutes is how long you need to pressure can quartz. The 30-minute timer has gone off, and the pressure stayed at or above 10 pounds of pressure the entire time. I don't think I mentioned this before, but if it goes above 10, that's totally fine. It's not gonna make your stuff bad or anything. So now that the timer's gone off, you want to turn your heat off, and very carefully, because this is gonna be heavy, especially if you have a glass top stove, you wanna pick it up and just move it off the heat. Now what we're gonna do is completely let the pressure go all the way down to 0. This little nipple here has to go down. The pressure nipple has gone down, the pressure gauge is down to 0, and now what we wanna do is remove this little dude. We're just gonna pull that off and set a 10-minute timer. When that goes off, I'll be back for the next step. The 10-minute timer has gone off, and now we're going to very carefully unseal the lid. Don't forget your mitts. Still super hot. Open it away from you because there's still a lot of steam in there. And before we do anything else, we're gonna set another 10-minute timer. The 10-minute timer has gone off, and it's time to take the jars out. Be careful because they're still super hot. Use some kind of a towel to protect against thermal shock, and try not to bang them around. Here are our beautiful 7 jars. A lot of them have already started to seal, but we want to leave them for 12 to 24 hours, let them cool down, let those jars seal. It has been 24 hours, and these are nice and cooled down. If you look behind me, you can see that I have 9 pints of carrots back there. I did that batch this morning. However, I prepped them last night and then refrigerated them. So if you have a very large batch like me and you don't want to run 2 back-to-back processes through your canner, you can go ahead and do everything, like all the steps that I taught you, right up until putting them in the canner, and then just put your jars in the refrigerator. Very important that the water covers the carrots before you put them in the refrigerator. That is doubly important if you are doing potatoes, because those tend to oxidize a little bit faster than carrots do. Anyway, I have a little bit of siphoning, which is not a big deal. Those pints over there, they have no siphoning, so the water is still all the way up to the 1 inch mark. But for some of these quarts, there was some siphoning, and because there is no longer any oxygen inside of these jars, your carrots are going to be really, really good for a long time. Anyway, let's stop with the chat and do the finishing touches. What we need to do first is take the rings off. I do not store my jars with the rings on. If you do, that's okay. Just make sure you're checking occasionally for false seals. That's really the biggest risk of leaving your rings on when you store your jars. Now, because I had some siphoning and carrots contain a lot of natural sugars, we're going to want to make sure to clean these jars really, really well. We don't want to attract any bugs into our cantry or our pantry. So I'm going to clean all of these really, really nice. You can use a wet paper towel like I am, or you can just run them under your tap and get them nice and sticky free. I probably should have said this first. For those of you who watch all my canning videos, you're like, you missed a step. Okay, I did. I missed a step because I already checked to make sure that these were all sealed, but once you take the rings off, you really should check to make sure that they're sealed before you waste your time trying to clean the jars. So that's the tap test. That's the first way. If it sounds like a dull thud, that means most likely it's not sealed. There are exceptions to that. If you are making applesauce or a very, very thick sauce or pie filling, and any of that food gets stuck on the underside of the lid, it's gonna have that dull thud sound. So you also want to do the pull test. You want to lift your jars up by the lid and make sure that they are actually sealed, especially if you have that dull thud sound and you're like, not sure if there's food underneath there. Obviously, with something like carrots, where it's just vegetables and water, there's not going to be any food stuck on the underside. So you really only need to consider that with thick sauces and pie fillings, and maybe there's something else I'm forgetting, but food on the underside, make sure you do that pull test. Last but not least, you are going to want to label your jars. I like to put what's in the jar, so we have organic carrots, and then the date, which of course was yesterday, so I have that on here. And I'm just going to stick it on the front of the jar. You can put it on the lid if you want, but a lot of us like to stack our jars, and I'll tell you in a second how to stack them safely. Okay, so there you go. You've got your label on the front, and if you can a whole ton and you're not storing with the rings on, but you need to stack them, you don't have the proper shelving, you can put these back into the boxes that the jars came out of, and you can stack them. You can alternatively like cut open a box that you got from Amazon or whatever and put a layer on top, and then you can stack like that. That's it for the finishing touches. I hope you enjoyed my video on canning carrots. Please don't forget to go down to the description box and check out my website, Happy Apple Core Herbals, and you can check out all the different things I make. I add new products to the website pretty frequently, and if shipping is like a big, scary concern for you, I do at least 4 free shipping events every year, and I'm definitely gonna do one in the next couple months for the upcoming holidays. So make sure that you subscribe to my website, and if you like, subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can get a notification of my next video. I'll see you soon. Bye!